trend might be, and if drum machines are in, well, I'll use drum machines, and maybe there's some truth in that. But Bart's attitude was, well, let's have fun with all the new gadgets and gizmos, and let's see if I can find my own post-Zeppelin voice in the midst of all this.
There was a very conscious shift, and it was like seismic for me, you know. I was suddenly presented with the rolling guitar synth. I really tried to utilise this piece of crap, because obviously the latency, and Robert would say, I don't know what's the matter with you, Jimmy's getting on fine with his. And Benji called up Jimmy's guitar tech. He said he's fucking thrown his out the window. I think if I'd have had an idea, well, what are we actually trying to do here? We're trying to turn into Duran Duran or something. I'm not sure. Will this make you more successful, do you think? Or why are you doing this? And I don't oppose change. I'll try stuff, but I just thought it was like an album too far, you know.
Musical differences overshaken and stirred, and a cool reception from both audiences and critics led to the dissolution of the group. After a couple of years' hiatus, Plant re-emerged in 1988 with a new band lineup and a top 10 album in Now and Zen.
The great potential with me is my voice and some songwriting, and I was encouraged more and more to contemporize again and again, but this time embrace commerciality. Well, I didn't want to know about that, but I did want to work with dangerous people.
What he wanted to do was find some people to write some songs with, and in myself, to begin with, aided by Dave. He found, he found what he was after, and he decided what. And I've often thought that one of the things that maybe attracted him, heaven knows, because I remember when we originally did the first recording, once I got the string sound up, I thought, yeah, I remember saying to Dave, it sounds like the music from Lawrence of Arabia, the da 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 da. And so even there might have been a little Arabic trigger, because Robert loves Arabic music, so there's other things. And once he decided that he'd found the person he was looking for, then he just went straight ahead and did it. So I had 3 chords, which are dum, 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 and a little rap. So I go into it, and it's like, right, now where do we start? Well, I've got 3 chords. Oh yeah, do you? How does that go? Oh yeah, and because Robert's very, liked our music, it was very keen and wanted to get on, right? Which is something he's always been great at. It's like there's an internal motor in Robert that keeps him going, and so we do the 3 chords, and then Robert comes up. He says, "Train kept a rolling. Train kept that would work. Down, 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 down." Yeah, with those chords, Lighten Up Baby. We hadn't got Lighten Up Baby by that time or anything. We sort of just had this, and so then he wanted the Train Kept a Rolling drum beat, and that's how you got. That's exactly what you got. Tall Cool One. As a joke, one time when we were working on the track away from Robert, we flew in some Led Zeppelin samples thinking, he'll laugh, but there's no way we'll get away with this. No, he embraced it. There were 2 pressures brought to bear, one by his songwriting partner, i.e. me, and one by his manager, Bill, was, if we're going to go for this, if you want to have solo success on a par to your previous success, and you want to play stadiums, then you're going to need to do Led Zeppelin. I mean, that show, without that pivotal point, the third track in the evening, wouldn't have been half the show that it was. And yet that was only one Led Zeppelin song, but it set up everything else.
Probably after Shaken and Stirred, there was a sense that he'd gotten rather a long way from the sort of organic power of Zeppelin, you know, which, you know, where they weren't using an awful lot of effects and gadgets, and, you know, it really was right up to the very end, you know. It was four guys in a room, and that was what was captured, you know. So I think, you know, Shaken and Stirred was very kind of overproduced. And so I think there was then a sort of inclination to try and work his way back.
Robert initiated his journey back almost immediately, buoyed by the huge success of Now and Zen. Though the record had provided a new platform, its production sound remained draped in distinctly 80s glitz and gadgetry. A hastily recorded follow-up, Manic Nirvana, restored Plant to the realm of rock classicism and prefigured a 3-year period in which he would work on his first fully realized solo statement, 1993's Fate of Nations.
At the time, a lot was made of the contemporary sound of Now and Zen. It was bang up to date, which is what Dave and I we were trying to be cutting edge. We would always embrace the technology, as I still try and do, you know. But it was hard in those days, actually, to embrace technology because it was very difficult to work. Now it's so easy. Turn on a computer, and if you've got a Macintosh, it will tell you virtually what to do. It might even come and say, I don't think the groove's quite right, you know. But now, listening back to that record, in the light of listening to the Fleece Brothers and other bands like that, or even Raising Sand, it's horrible to listen to. You know, it's 1988. It really is 1988. Robert definitely wanted more guitar. He wanted more guitar on Manic Nirvana, less pop, more rock, and I think Manic Nirvana adequately, you know, reflects that change.
Even with Manic Nirvana and stuff, I was using acoustics, but I